Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now this is a what if Jack Rosefield was in Ruby, part 1. Now this is going to be the description part of the video. There's some abilities I thought up to give him. Now, what I'm going to call his trigger mode is going to be called it's going to be his ripper mode. That's when he's able to do a lot more stuff with his blood. He's going to have only in his Ripper mode, he's able to form blood into anything. Only in his Ripper mode, so he can't do it outside of it. He can create his scythe like normal, and he's able to create. I'm gonna give him something extra just because I need him to have some sort of long range attack. He could either create let's do shurikens. Yeah, he's able to create blood shurikens, and if there's like a pool of blood near him, he could create like blood spikes that fly out. They're just long range blood spikes. He's able to shoot out from any source of extra blood that's lying around, or he does it himself. He's able to create it himself, and if there's like a blood on the ground, he's able to manipulate that blood with a semblance as it shoots out, hits whoever he's trying to kill. And sorry about the noise in the background if you can hear it. I have the dryer on, so the dryer's not in a separate room, so it's gonna be kind of loud, judging how well my mic is. So my apologies ahead of events or in advance. And because he's a dragon faunus, I'm going to give him fire, but it's not going to be. He's not going to like. This is how I'm gonna work. This is how I'm going to make this work. He's able to ignite his blood into fire, so when he creates his blood scythe, he could have a fire blood scythe out and use that as a weapon. And Vex, his mother, is able to use fire. She does. She just never did it before, or she never. She hides that. That's because it's a powerful. It's a powerful thing to have when someone's thinking you're not able to throw fire. So she's able to do something with fire. I'm not going to get into details into that. Okay, I'm going to implement the whole like ratio thing for my videos. It won't be anything big. So how this is going to work is if this video gets 50 likes in a week's time, I'll continue the series. So so I can stop some of these videos that are not getting enough doesn't blow up like my rest of them do. So I don't I like making them, but I just don't want how would I say this? If you guys are not enjoying it, then there's really no there's not really a point me continuing a series if you guys are not digging it. So if the video gets 50 likes by the by in a week, then the series will continue. Now, I'm not going to increase the like ratio or the like goal. Sorry guys, I had to put that silent. In any of my other videos, the likes will be about the same. If the series doesn't get 50 likes by a week, the series will be discontinued, and I could think of something more, something you guys will like more, better. So, and judging by how my likes are usually goes, you guys going to hit 50 likes like that. It's nothing. sometimes I sometimes I hit 100 likes in one video, so I'm not worried. So you guys should be not worried at all, unless I come up with a shitty what if and you guys don't like it. So then I'll stop the series and and either remake it. So see if you guys like it better than the original. So that's how we're gonna do this channel from now on. As we start our episode off, as as Jack and Ruby spend their time over at her place training, and Ruby's bugging Jack constantly every time he's over there, every time he visits. As we do a bit of a time skip, I think in canon Ruby's like 15. I think she is, but let me double check that real fast before we continue. Yeah, Ruby Rose is 15 in the beginning of the anime. So let's say we're gonna time skip between 14, as Jack and Ruby are the same age because yeah, this is Ruby's the ship for this series. So as we cut to Vex and Rin, as the gate entering the complex where they live in is ripped off the hinges, as the door is wide open, as you see the house is on fire, as you have Adam and Rin coming blows to blows with Adam's red sword, as during the duel, Adam chops his head off and tosses it at Vex. You should have joined when you had the chance. Kinship. Oh, not kinship. I don't know what they call their own kind to each other. Give me a second here. Let me think about it for a second. Crash chat. As he's like, you should have joined when you had a chance. Toss his head at her. As Vex is like, I want nothing to do with your group. Your group does more harm than good. As Adam's like, I don't want to hear it. Someone who married a human. If you're not with me, then you're against me. As he gets into a stance, like in the picture, after he killed Vex, he sheaths his weapon. So as not all Vex, but Ren, as Vex says, you're gonna pay for killing my husband. I highly doubt it. Come. As Vex goes in to attack Adam. Adam speeds Blitzer, chops her head off. As he grabs it, as he throws it against the wall. Burn everything. The house was ready on fire, but it's not like totally on fire. But he's gonna douse that house. As they set the rest of the house on fire. They destroyed that whole place. As they left a White Fang banner in the yard, just to just to tell them, like, just to show people that White Fang was here. The White Fang struck. As you have Adam and his little goons go off. As Adam's walking off, as he's like, what a pity. It would have been most beneficial to have a dragon faunus on our side. That's the first I've seen of. This is the first time I heard of one. As he's like, total waste of time. As he goes off, does his own little thing. As Izuku is walking through the forest, not Izuku, sorry. We have when Jack was walking through the forest on his way back to back to the Rose's residence. He just left, so the attack on his home, he left right like an hour, couple hours before that happened. So he has no clue his family was butchered by the White Fang. As he's walking through the forest, as he hears, loud bangs, like a gunshot going off a couple times. As Ezekiel's come upon the scene, where it's low-tier Graham surrounding a blonde girl, as she has her, it's Yang. As Jack's like, huh, Yang. As Yang's like, Jack, can you, lend me a hand here? Very well. As he as he puts his wrist to his mouth, as he bites down, as he materializes a blood scythe, as he blitz, as he suddenly instantly charges, as he decapitates a good few of them, as Yang comes in, jumps down, and blasts Graham, defeating it in the process. As Izuku dematerializes, as his sight disappears, as Yang walks over to her and grabs him by the, but she puts her arm around his neck, not like, not strangling him, but she has her arm around him, and she's like, "It's nice to see you, Jack. How's your parents doing?" They're doing all right, Yang. I was surprised to see you out here, this far away from the house. Yeah, sorry about that, Jack. Yeah, you know how Ruby is. I just had to get away for a little bit to clear my head. She's been up and she's been attached to me for several days now in a row. It's kind of irritating. As they continue on, as Yang and Jack are walking back to her house, and she's like, "Jack, I've always wondering why don't you have a weapon?" As she points to her gauntlets, my sister has a scythe. Given that blood ability of yours is quite nifty, would it be easier just to have a use that as a secondary? As easy as not easy, as Jack's like, no, I don't need no. All I need is my semblance. That's all I need. And she's like, very well. I'll leave that up to you, kid. I was just helping. As Yang's thinking in her head, as she's like, I can never, I can never figure out this kid, Jack, at all. He's, she can't figure out his personality. Like, she never knows what he's thinking. He never shows anger. Yang and Ruby and her father know that Ezekiel is a Faunus, so they do know that he's a Faunus. I mean, he's spending all this time with the Rose family. They would catch on eventually, especially when Ruby and Jack were training. As they walk, as they're about there, as Ruby runs up to front of her sister, as she apologized. Sorry, sis, I got a little excited. I know I bug you sometimes. As, she, as it yanks, it's fine, Ruby, sis. Come on, let's go. It's getting kind of late. We should get in. Has dinner been? Is dinner like almost ready? Yeah, Dad's. It's almost done. As Ruby looks over, as Jack, As she goes in and hugs Jack, Ruby, and she's like, "I missed you. I was only gone. I was only gone for a couple weeks, Ruby. I know, but you're kind of my only friend." As Izuku does a Tachi move, but puts his two fingers in onto Ruby's forehead, and she's like, "Ow, idiot! Give it time, Ruby. You'll make other friends. You'll make more friends if you still wanted to go to that school of yours." And she's like, "Yeah, that's my dream. I want to be a huntress." As as Jack's like, "Very well." As as Ruby catched a smile, so did Yang, and she's quite shocked about that because Jack doesn't smile, not one bit. But Jack's got used to Ruby and her hyperactive attitude, always in your face. So they so that doesn't bug him anymore. And they've when it comes to Ruby, he's very overprotective. So he developed some feeling for her, but he doesn't know what it is because he doesn't have experience when it comes to expressing his feelings towards other people besides his mom and dad. So this is a new territory for him. And Yang knows that Ruby has a crush on Jack. She's known ever since she saw them training together. She's asking, always talking about Jack all the time. So that gets quite annoying for Yang. So Ruby, how's been your training the past 2 weeks? It's fine, Jack. I still can't. I'm still not. I still can't. Still can't beat you yet. As Jack's like, keep dreaming, not happening. As she pouts, I will beat you. We'll see, Ruby. So how long you're staying this time? Uh, no, no. Maybe a few weeks. It depends on if my parents want me back sooner than later. So I said come over and hang out with you and help you some more training. If you want to go to that school, we need to make sure you're ready. As Ruby's like, but what about you? Do you want to go to Beacon? Not at the. I have no interest in. Well, I kind of do and I kind of don't. I want to hunt Grim, of course, because I enjoy it, but I just don't want to go to school for it. But unfortunately, I need a license, so I guess I'm going to have to. As Ruby gets a smile, and she's like, "It would be so awesome if we would we're on the same team." As she's thinking, she wants to be if they went to school together, they would be on the same hunter team. As he does the same thing on her forehead again. He's like, "You know the rules. We're too young." I know, but it's stupid rule. We're good enough. Especially you, Jack. As Yang's like, "Well, Ruby's not wrong on that. You're definitely at the level where you you would be you would do well at Beacon Academy." Yeah, as they walk through the door, as Ruby's father, I don't know what he's called. I know there was a name on the last video of his name, but I'm not sure I don't remember what it was. So I'll figure. I'll learn his name in a future date. So not worried about that. As he's like, "Oh, Jack, it's good to see you. Please sit down, my boy." As they all eat together. "So, Jack, how is your mom and dad?" they're doing fine, sir. They were nagging me about my constantly training. So I decided to come down and visit you guys, see and touch up on a little bit of Ruby's training. Maybe hunt a few grims around the area just to kill time. You know you're always welcome here, my boy. As because he stays here a lot, he has his own. They have a third room. Well, not technically, it'll be a fourth room because there's four of there now in there. So they do have a fourth room. They kind of gave it to you, Jack, so he doesn't have to sleep on the couch all the time. So he does have his own room. As they eat dinner, as it's about bedtime, as everyone goes off to their visual rooms, as they sleep for the night. Next day progress as Crow bursts through the door, as scares the shit out of Yang and her father. As Uncle Crow, what are you doing here? Where's the boy? As Yang's father's like, what's wrong, Crow? Calm down. Is he here? As he's like, yeah, he's here. He's still sleeping. As he's like, thank God. What's going on, Crow? I normally don't see you this worried. You're not worried. You're panicking. All right, come. As he gestures for Yang's dad to follow him as they follow outside. I need to talk to you outside. As what's going on, Crow? The boy's parents. They were but my best friend and his wife, Jack's parents, were massacred. I don't know when. Sometime yesterday. I'm not totally sure. As by who? Only evidence I found was the banner of the White Fang, the faunus resistance of sort. I don't know much about them, but what I know, it's not good. And we need to be careful how we do this. I don't know how I don't know how the little squirt. Sorry, not the little squirt. Don't know if the kid. Don't know how Jack will react to this news. To lose your whole family. Crow is pissed. That was his best friend, and he likes Jack, despite his ragging on his ragging him on when he's drinking alcohol. As Yang heard that, she had her ear against the door as her eyes widen as Ruby comes comes down from this from upstairs. Hey sister, what's going on? What's wrong? As she gestures to Ruby, come come here sister. As she whispers it in her ear, as her eyes widen as she stares up the stairs. You know, she stares. She looks at upstairs. This where Izuku's still up there. Not Izuku, but Jack's still there sleeping. And Ruby and Yang are worried about Izuku, how he's going to take this if they decide to tell him or not. Yang doesn't want to tell him. Ruby says, we shouldn't hide this. He needs to know, sister. But what if he goes off the handle? Losing you we know we we should know sorry, let me start this again. You should know how that feels. You know how bad I just wanted to go and they took it hard basically. I don't know if Ruby's mom. I know she like died, but I don't know how she died. If she was killed, like how if they knew. there's not much on Ruby's mother, but Yang knows he's the type of person that would go on a killing spree. So she doesn't want him to go down that path. They didn't realize Crow and her dad were already inside. As Crow's like, "So you overheard, Rugrat?" As as Ruby's like, "Sorry, it was my fault, Uncle Crow." Very, very well. Is he still asleep? He should be. As they hear him getting up, he's up. Going to have to tell him. As he's going to tell him because there's no way around this. As Jack walks down, almost caught myself saying Izuku again several times, but as Jack walks down, as he's like, "What's going on?" There's definitely going on by the look in your eye. As Crow's like, "I really screw it. I'll just tell you straight up." As as Jack's curious, exactly what you need to tell me. As Crow's like, "Jack, your parents are gone." As Jack's, "What do you mean gone?" "They were killed. They are they're dead. They were murdered yesterday." As Jack's like, "That's not possible. They were fine when I left. It might have happened sometime after you left. They were the White Fang attacked your parents." As his eyes glow red, like in the picture. His eyes are always red, but it's glowing. "I see. Thank you, Crow." As he blitz out the door, as as Ruby was trying to stop him, as Crow's like, "Don't give him time." As Izuku blitzed back to his house, as Crow transforms into his crow form as he follows Izuku, just to make sure he doesn't do something stupid. As an hour has passed, as he finally gets to his house, as he sees smoke, as the house is basically still burning a little bit. Well, no, it wouldn't be burned by now. It would be gone. Yeah, the house was burned down by now. So as he looks at the scene, as he sees bodies remains, but they've been burnt and they have no heads. So as Izuku looks down on the bodies, as he's getting very pissed off, really pissed off. "Crow, I know you're there. Sorry, kid, I just to make sure you're not doing anything rash. Who are these White Fangs you mentioned?" As they're a group of faunists, a resistant group of faunists that don't like how they've been treated. It's a radical group. "I see. They're all dead." As Crow's like, "I know how you feel. You don't know how I feel, crap." You don't know. You don't know how I feel, worse, Jack, Raven. I'm going to kill them, all of them. I'll massacre them. If I have to travel to where the faunus territory is, I'll hunt them down and kill them all. Jack, calm down." As Jack kicks Crow right in the stomach as he goes flying into a tree, as he as he has his sight against Crow's neck. "Do not interfere, Crow, or you're dead." As as Jack runs off, as Crow's like, "Shit." As he's moving fast because he's dragon fauna, so he has increased speed, strength. durability and reflexes. Not as not as like on par to like a cat faunus, but he has better reflexes than most. Naturally, his reflex won't be as good as a cat faunus, but with his training, he's on par with them. So as he's traveling through the forest, as we're gonna cut back, let's say Ezekiel has been traveling for about, let's say, a week, as he got some intel after beating some people down, get some intel on where's the closest White Fang base at, as he was quite brutal about it. He found a little campsite of a White Fang. They were camped out because they're about to do some illegal activities in a town, transferring, illegal goods and all that fun stuff. As you have Ezekiel standing on top of a tree, looking down on the White Fang as they're joking around, drinking alcohol at their campsite. As Ezekiel's eyes turn red. Blood for blood, White Fang. You're all dead. As this campsite's pretty big. It's a it's a big group of the White Fang. Now Adam's not there, so he doesn't know Adam actually killed his parents. He knows someone from White Fang had to do it. Someone from White Fang did do it, but he doesn't know who did it yet. You fucked with the wrong fonts. You fucked with the wrong faunus. You're all good as dead. As he jumps off. As we're going to stop it there before things get too intense. I want to get this fight down in the next part. So this will be the next episode of this will most likely be next Wednesday. So I hope you guys have an awesome day and night. Judging my time zones. Catch you guys later. Bye.